died 1,000 miles ago. Just hollow chambers where your laughter used to flow. I scraped the varnish off these wooden walls, but all I find is silence answering my calls. The oxygen is heavy, thick with yesterday. A phantom limb is aching for the words you wouldn't say. The gravity is failing, I'm suspended in the black. I check the mirror just to see a shell staring back. This is the architecture of the void, a sanctuary perfectly destroyed. The clock ticks backward, yet the hands don't move. I'm trapped inside the empty proof, the crushing proof of you. Emptiness, a permanent scream, a muted sound. Emptiness, where no salvation can be found. I walk the halls of memory, they are cold and stark and wide. Every door is open, but there's nothing left inside. The ghost of promise haunts the space beneath my skin, a paralyzing burden. Where does the failure begin? I tore the roots out, thinking I could stand alone, but the soil turned to dust, a kingdom overthrown. The gravity is failing, I'm suspended in the black. I check the mirror just to see a shell staring back. This is the architecture of the void, a sanctuary perfectly destroyed. The clock ticks backward, yet the hands don't move. I'm trapped inside the empty proof, the crushing proof of you. Emptiness, a permanent scream, a muted slow erosion where my sanity used to hide. I trace the lines upon your photographs in vain, hoping to conjure back the warmth through the acid rain. The silence here is deafening, it's a physical attack. I check the corners of the room, expecting you to step back. My lungs demand the air that only you possess, a hollow prayer shouted into the wilderness. I miss you, like the ground misses the sun after endless night. I miss you, it is a wound that never seals, a blinding broken light. Every tick of the machine is a minute torn away, and I'm a prisoner screaming for yesterday. I miss you, the razor edge of absence cuts me deep. This vow of sorrow is the only one I keep. They tell me time will soften every unforgiving scar, but every dawn just throws me back to where the memories are. I hear you whisper in the static of the dead phone line, a cruel and fleeting fiction that I swear I heard define. My reflection's just a stranger, worn down to the bone. The fortress of my spirit cracked and shattered all alone. My lungs demand the air that only you possess, a hollow prayer shouted into the wilderness. I miss you, like the ground misses the sun after endless night. I miss you, it is a wound that never seals, a blinding broken light. Every tick of the machine is a minute torn away, and I'm a prisoner screaming for yesterday. I miss you, the razor edge of absence cuts me deep. This vow of sorrow is the only one I keep. I'd sell my soul for just 1 minute of your breath, to pull you back from the dominion of cold death. But the contract is sealed and the shadows won't release, and all I'm left with is this torturous fake peace. I miss you, the phantom grip of your hands. I miss you, in this condemned is static, a low electric hum, the drone of isolation where my future has become a rusted spinning gear that turns to grind my hope to dust in this machine of misery. chase the phantom light across the shifting sand. Believe the gilded promises held within your hand. The tapestry was woven with celestial golden thread. Now I see the rotting cotton stained a vicious deep red. I was a fool for beauty, deafened by the choir, unaware the holy altar was simply a funeral pyre. The curtain drops, the gaslight fades, the grand deceit is done. The victory of logic proves the spirit cannot run. Love is an illusion, a chemical sting, a cruel trick of perception that only heartbreak brings. It's a fragile paper shield against the storm of life, the deadliest of weapons forged for endless strife. I tear the veil, I see the thorns feel endless strife. I tear the veil, I see the truth behind the smile. It was a weakness, a surrender for a little while. Love is an illusion, a lie, a beautiful bitter lie. You built a house of mirrors just to watch me lose my way, reflecting sweet devotion that would vanish with the day. The perfect lie was flawless, the script was expertly cast, but shadows have no substance, they were never meant to last. I welcome the cold clarity, the numbness sets me free, the burning of the sentiment that once devoured me. The curtain drops, the gaslight fades, the grand deceit is done. The victory of logic proves the spirit cannot run. Love is an illusion, a chemical sting, a cruel trick of perception that only heartbreak brings. It's a fragile paper shield against the storm of life, the deadliest of weapons forged for endless strife. I tear the veil, I see the truth behind the strife. I tear the veil, I see the truth behind the smile. It was a weakness, a surrender for a little while. Love is an illusion, a lie, a beautiful bitter lie. I will baptize myself in the ashes of the dream. No goddess, no emotion, just a punishing metal scream. Illusion shattered, reality restored. I stand alone, wielding the vengeance I have stored. Never again, the spell is broken, the horror begins. Love is an illusion. I sit beneath the skeletal branches of the night and count the empty chairs illuminated by pale light. I'm not demanding permanence. Just a single minute witnessed in this desolate land. The earth still spins, the seasons turn, oblivious to pain. But my desperate orbit ended the moment you became the rain. This rusted cage is open, but my spirit won't depart. I'm tethered to the trauma, the anger of my heart. If you could come just once to shatter the divide, to tell the silent darkness that you never truly died. I need no grand reunion, no permanent embrace, just a single apparition to wipe the tears from this face. If you could come just once to finish what you started, and heal the cruel infection in the heart that's departed. I read the lines you scribbled, worn thin and turning gray, searching for a code word that could call you back today. I'm bargaining with shadows, with gods I don't believe, to grant one last reprieve that my weary soul can weave. They say the dead are restful, free from mortal fear, but I am haunted by the peace you found while I am still here. This rusted cage is open, but my spirit won't depart. I'm tethered to the trauma, the anchor of my heart. If you could come just once to shatter the divide, to tell the silent darkness that you never truly died. I need no grand reunion, no permanent embrace, just a single apparition to wipe the tears from this face. If you could come just once to finish what you started, and heal the cruel infection in the heart that's departed. I wait by the threshold where the living and dead overlap, a single frozen moment caught in the cosmic trap. Just one flash of light, one whisper of your name, to break the awful pattern of this isolating game. Just once, please. The phantom in the mirror calls. fight is over, the weapons thrown down flat. There's nothing left to salvage in this concrete cul-de-sac. My voice is just a gravel in a throat that's lined with dust. A dry and cracked container, devoid of fire and lust. I looked for words to hurt you, words to beg you to return, but all the dictionary offered was the ash I let burn. The engine of emotion spotted, broken, died today. The signal is distorted, I have nothing left to say. I have nothing to say. The silence screams louder. I have nothing to say. The defeat is proud. I stand upon the wreckage of a life I could not save, and surrender to the emptiness that follows the grave. The communication severed, the last connection cut. My tongue is chained by sorrow, sealed inside this rut. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Your questions are like bullets tearing through the thin defense, but the target is already hollow, incapable of sense. You want an explanation, a reason for the fall. I offer only silence, the quiet after all. I'm numb to the indictment, immune to the attack. There is no path forward, there is no going back. The engine of emotion sputtered, broken, died today. The signal is distorted, I have nothing left to say. I have nothing to say. The silence screams louder. I have nothing to say. The defeat is proud. I stand upon the wreckage of a life I could not save, and surrender to the emptiness that follows the grave. The communication severed, the last connection cut. My tongue is chained by sorrow, sealed inside this rut. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. No more words, just the pounding rhythmic dread. The living is already dead. I have nothing to say. Behind me smolders, the ties are vaporized. I cross the Rubicon of pain, irrevocably disguised. I burn the maps and compasses that led me to your door, because the destination promised nothing anymore. The gravitational pull of your false comfort ceased to hold, and I stepped into the future, a path unknown and cold. The kindness. I traded life for steel. The pain of forward motion is the only thing I feel. I cannot return. In the fall, accepting the damnation that eliminates all call. To step back would be weakness, a failure to embrace the lonely, jagged future where I finally find my space. I severed every tether, every fragile, hopeful line, and drank the poison freedom as the final sign. The parameters have shifted, the coordinates are lost. I am an exile on this journey, no matter what the cost. I cannot return. The door is few shut by my own hand. I cannot return. I've been condemned to walk the shadowland. The man you thought you cherished is a relic of the past, a ghost inside the memory built to never last. I forfeited the kindness, I traded life for steel. The pain of forward motion is the only thing I feel. I cannot return. Your gear is engaged, the coordinates are zero. I am the villain, I am the hero. I cannot return. I will not return. Forward into the grave. The price of freedom is the distance I pay. I cannot return. A sheath for what's inside, a calculated poison where your malice loves to hide. You twist the knife and linger, watching the wound expand. A silent, vicious pleasure clutched within your cold hand. It's not incompetence, it's not a clumsy blind mistake. It's the conscious choice of sorrow for your vile aesthetic sake. The truth is out, the mask is off, deception is undone. You feed on my destruction until the final setting sun. You're so cruel, it's a empathy within your gaze, but it was just the mirror reflecting your own maze. You build me up with honey just to drop me in the fire, a casual cold amusement to satisfy your dark desire. The purity of your destruction is the most terrifying fact. You're genetically programmed for the ultimate attack. The truth is out, the mask is off, deception is undone. You feed on my destruction until the final setting sun. You're so cruel, it's a fundamental part of your design. You're so cruel, a sadistic artist with a perfectly straight line. Every word's a weapon, every glance a crushing blow. You reap the bloody harvest of the seeds you love to sow. I see the joy in your eyes when I'm screaming in the dust, a monument to hatred powered by pure grinding lust. You're so cruel. I am the victim, but I am the witness. Your reign of terror has a fundamental fitness, but hate defies the hammer and it also shapes the wall. I will survive the cruelty and watch your kingdom fall. Crawl. The darkest angel takes the throne. Crawl. You die alone. The bags are packed, the engine is running low. I'm pulling every anchor that kept me chained below. The air in this cathedral of despair is thick and gray. I will not spend another second waiting for the day when the sun returns to shine upon this toxic ground. I'm chasing down the silence where my peace can be found. I will not fight the battle that I was never meant to win. I'm breaking free of the prison you locked me in. I'm leaving. This is the sound of the final snapping chain. I'm leaving, trading the drought for the cleansing honest rain. I am erasing the coordinates of your poisonous heart, a black new history where I can finally start. Don't call my name, don't try to stop the door. The ghost you knew is walking out and won't be back for more. I'm leaving. The final glance I cast is purely clinical and cold. You're just a fading chapter in a story that's getting old. You can stand and watch the taillights vanish in the night. You can mourn the puppet that obeyed your fading light. But I have found the fire that burns without your kindling need. And I will plan my future like a solitary seed. Oh, swallow down the sugar, oblivious to the cost. They haven't seen the slaughter of everything that was lost. I am a witness to the carnage, the bleeding and the scars. I know the truth of sentiment beneath the painted stars. I've signed the declaration, carved it into stone. I have rejected the emotion. I walk this path alone. And finally pass the test. I've signed the declaration, carved it into stone. I have rejected the emotion. I walk this path alone. Love is a menace. Destroy the sentiment, destroy the feeling. The wound is open, but the truth is healing. Hate, 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 hate. You spoke were silver, polished, bright and bold. A myth of future comfort, a story to be told. Now they are just shrapnel, embedded in my memory. A painful, sharp reminder of what you meant to be. I stood on the edge of faith, expecting you to catch, but the safety net was woven with threads you meant to carefully designed, unaware